What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of our favorite and your favorite wrestling podcast, Lucha House Show podcast. I'm Mars, the voice of violence, and you guys probably noticed we've been away for about 3 weeks. Unfortunately, as happens sometimes, life gets in the way of wrestling, but we're back with a very special Christmas edition with more ho-ho-hos than the Godfather's train and an end-of-year wrap up that will feature some of our own personal picks for the Lucha HSP Awards. As always, I'm joined here at ringside at the Spanish announce table by my colleagues. Firstly, a man who is definitely no stranger to a red carpet event like this tonight, the armless wonder of the world, Renzo Sin Brazos. And the man who hits the switches and tries to maintain some kind of order in this mayhem that is Lucha HSP, the rowdy one, Rowdy Roddy Parra. So go on and flick that switch, Rowdy. Let's get this show on the road.
Let's get this show on the road, man. Fucking what an intro. Your intros are getting better and better every week, man. Yep. I'm loving it. You had a script in there, which I loved it. It's like all set out and fucking... Yeah, that's why you're the man.
Gotta keep it real,
man. You got the man of the intros, you're the man of the outros. Beautiful. What's up, people? We're back. Yeah, we've been out for a bit, but now we're back. At least for this special Christmas edition. Like, not much has been happening in the world of wrestling for us. We're boiling up. We know the superstars of WWE at least they're getting a week off during Christmas, which is first time ever without counting, of course, what happened during the pandemic. So that's a really beautiful a Christmas present from the Papi Triple H, which is really nice. So we've been just quiet. So we'll see how we're going to go. First of all, remember, you can find us all social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, you name it. But easier, go on Instagram to our bio. And you go a link tree, which is sent you everywhere. So you can put a like on our YouTube videos, put a comment, put a like, a 5-star rating on Spotify, and also sharing us all the time because we're always putting up content on YouTube and Spotify. And we're going to go with the we're going to go with the end of year wrap up of wrestling, where we can choose the best of the best for us. This year has given us probably in terms of wrestling. We had a lot to choose from, which is going to be a bit hard for a lot of us to pick which is the best. I would dare to say that WWE and AEW is going to take most of the awards for us just because, unfortunately, we don't have enough time to watch enough wrestling. Otherwise, we'll have New Japan in here. Some, maybe not, maybe yes. More Mexican wrestling and all the stuff. But for now, I think AEW is going to take the main cut. So, on saying that, we're going to start with the first category, which is Male Wrestler of the Year. And remember, not only the name, you got to give your argument. Why is the Male Wrestler of the Year? So, we're going to start with the red carpet, Renzo, man. What's your Male Wrestler of the Year?
Look, I'm partial to AEW, as you guys know.
No, really, I can't tell.
Absolutely.
I cannot tell.
Absolutely. You can't
That's
tell.
not CM Punk.
No. Look, I am giving the award this year, my pick for Male Wrestler of the Year. And look, the guy has done some amazing things. He was heel, and now he's face. But it is the AEW champion, MJF. The guy has done absolutely amazing, not only on the mic, but his feud with Adam Cole is just great. And now with the Devil, he's got us all intrigued. So my pick for Male Wrestler of the Year is MJF.
Wow.
I like it. It's good. I like that pick. It's good argument. Good it's hard to argue against.
Exactly.
He really is like, he really is, if I can steal a term from Jabiel, a modern day wrestling god. He really does have it all. He's got the in-ring talent. He's got the mic talent. He's got the physique. And he's still only very young. So no, it's a great pick, mate. I don't disagree with that at all.
No, and only.
Thank you.
And I'm going to go next only because I agree with Renzo. That's my Male Wrestler of the Year as well. Is MJF. I think he's the one that's been more consistent in terms of TV time, defending the title, stories, feuds. He's going from a heel to a face, with a clear face right now, which completely turned the heel around. He's no more heel, which is really weird. So he's been able to turn all the things around. Has been able to carry AEW through the chaos, which is really important. It was a really chaotic time during AEW lately because a lot of stuff's happening. And we saw MJF rising to the moment and being able to do this with Adam Cole. So for me, also the same reason why I take the MJF as a male wrestler of the year. And I'm saying that, probably going to go with someone that's not picking MJF for the looks of it, which is Marcel, man. Who's your male wrestler of the year?
Yeah, look, I'm not, as much as I agree, and like I'm not disappointed or angry or anything about that choice because I think he's fantastic. No surprises here. My male wrestler of the year is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. Look, I'm going to step back a bit before this year to WrestleMania 38 when he debuted, when he came from AEW and he debuted at WrestleMania, or he came back at WrestleMania 38. That was huge. And that against Seth Rollins. And then he had what for many would be a career-ending injury when he tore that pectoral muscle, and he fought with a torn pec in a cage against Seth Rollins. That was just phenomenal. Worked his way back, rehabbed the pec, came back, got involved in this bloodline story, main event at WrestleMania 39, put on an awesome wrestling match. And as much as it pissed me off, and I do understand ex post facto why it occurred, and he's still maintaining the story. He's had a bit of side things happening, peripheral things happening, but he's still very much focused on the story. That he's one of the many surrounding people that aren't in the bloodline that are keeping the bloodline story alive. And for me, his mic skills are second to none. And just the impact he has in the WWE, for me, my male wrestler of the year is Cody Rhodes.
Man, hard to argue against that. I think I had MJF as Cody Rhodes on my radar. I was gonna Cody Rhodes, but then just looking at just this year alone, I think that's why MJF took it for me. And also the fact that the bloodline story with Roman Reigns kind of fizzled out big time lately, and it's just hard to pick it up. And yeah, he's keeping it alive. But yeah, like you said, he's been doing great and coming back from that injury. Goddamn.
Nice. Yeah, look, I'm not going to argue with that one, Mars. Cody, big fan of Cody, man, and all the things that he does. He's just amazing. He's amazing on the mic. He's got this charisma, man. He's just born with it, right? Comes from the Rhodes family. So no, I think for this pick, second choice for Cody Rhodes. Well done.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all agree on that. That was pretty good. Now, I just got a hint that we are going to pick the same person. I don't know why. But female wrestler of the year, Marce.
Rhea Bloody Ripley. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
There's about 10 million reasons, but my only reason is Rhea Bloody Ripley. That's why.
That's it. And again, only because I agree with it, I go with the same. Female wrestler of the year, Rhea Ripley, man. Mommy can't bring it. Mommy is been defending her title. Mommy has been keeping feuds alive, making alliances, putting the Judgment Day in front, taking Dom Dom on her lap.
Yes.
Carry that guy around, making him really visible and creating that big heel that he is right now. She's done a lot, man. She's, I think, the most what's the word? Visible, or the face of the female wrestlers at the moment everywhere is Rhea Ripley. Yeah. Just everywhere at the moment. And you saw, I think probably we all saw the news here in Australia just this week. She was in shitload interviews. Every single news outlet had it. She was in shows. So it's like in Australia, she put WWE at the top when people was like, what the fuck? And he's in Australian. And that's something that we all really proud of about, to have an Aussie carrying the women's title. and just be the face of WWE at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think I said it like in a couple of the previous shows that we did. I think she's going to go on a Roman Reigns type run with this strap, and she deserves it. Like no one gets close to her in the ring. Just a couple of weeks ago, she had a fight with on Raw or SmackDown. I can't remember. It might have been on Raw with Maxine Dupri. Maxine Dupri is just learning the wrestling game, and it was difficult to watch. And there was like she really pulled Maxine Dupri through that fight.
100%.
And yeah, like she's just a gun, man. She's just a gun, and her character, everything about her. She's just a gun. Not just because she's Aussie, but she's just a gun. Absolutely.
100%. And probably the one that's going to be different from us is Renzo. Who's your pick?
No, it's actually, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. I picked Rhea Ripley, but I also had special mentions. I had 3 other special mentions. Look, I agree with you guys in what you guys said about Rhea Ripley. Undeniable, the charisma that she's got as well, man, is amazing. She's doing so well. Proud to be Aussie. But I actually had a tie for second, a 3-way tie for second. I had Julia Hart. For the what she's been doing in AEW, she's grown so much, man. She's only like 22 years old. I had Io Sky up there, man. She's done some phenomenal stuff up there as well for the women's title in WWE, showcasing the Japanese strong style, and also had Willow Nightingale, man. And Willow Nightingale won the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong title. She won the Owen Hart Cup in AEW. So, 3 young wrestlers that are really making a name for themselves. And there's a good future in women's wrestling, man, and led by Rhea Ripley. So these girls have a bright future.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Yeah,
definitely. And good mentions there. Really good mentions. Well, now we're going to go to the one that we're all going to have key difference. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think we're all going to be agreeing on anything here. But moment of the year, Renzo.
You go first. You go first, Rod. You go first.
Me?
Yeah, you go first.
God damn. I think for me, the moment of the year, it goes a tag team match for me, which is Sami Zayn and KO defeating the Usos and getting those titles at WrestleMania, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, WrestleMania.
Night 1, WrestleMania 1. No, WrestleMania 39, Night 1. Yep.
Mate, I think that moment just absolutely destroyed the fucking stadium. Everyone just waiting. And the match itself was absolutely amazing, that match. They did so good. They build up to it. They get into that match. Everything on it was just absolutely great. And that moment when they do the 1, 2, 3, just put the camera back and you see everyone go, wow! It just brought the fucking stadium down. So for me, that's the moment of the year.
It did bring it down, man, and that's a great pick. I was there, as you guys know, and it was unbelievable. That's a great pick. What do you think, Renz?
I'm going to a moment that's going to stick probably forever in wrestling in my head because I haven't seen anything like it, and I don't think I'll probably see anything like it for a really long time. I'm going for, and this is going to be controversial, the Stadium Stampede match in Wembley. Now, the only reason I'm going for the Stadium Stampede match for AEW in Wembley is the moment that Penta Cero Miedo, he stabbed Jon Moxley with skewers in his head.
A moment.
Yeah.
And and Jon Moxley looked like a porcupine after, had them just stuck there. And the blood was pouring out. That was probably one of the craziest things that I've seen in a really, really long time. That moment for me stuck with me. And like I said, it's given me nightmares. So that's my moment of the year.
That's a great pick too. And I actually thought about that for match of the year and also the blood and guts and the blood and guts as well. I thought about that for match of the year.
Yeah.
But in terms of my moment of the year, and surprisingly, it does come from WrestleMania 39. For me, it was Rhea Ripley defeating Charlotte Flair to win the WWE title. For me, that was the moment of the year. Man, I was jumping up and down like a little kid in a candy store. It was just great. And like people around me, like knowing that I'm an Aussie and like, you know, they're like, yeah, good on you. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, Rhea. So for me, that was a very special moment in what was a very special week. And for me, that was the moment of the year.
Great pick, man. Especially because you were there. I think that makes it a bit more special. The fact that you were there, seeing an Aussie, I think it goes back to, we could relate to that a few years back when we saw Mad Max Ramirez actually take the title in what's called AWF, and we were live when he actually was the first change of title in a long time and going to MJF. So yeah, definitely I can relate to that, man. So great pick, man. Great pick. Both of the picks are great, man. Now this part, I don't think we can't really say anyone else, even though the guy that got in my camera on my left, it'll be on the right, doesn't like it, but I think we all have to agree it is. But at least the return of the year, I'm not going to start. It has to be CM Punk coming back to WWE. I think there's no other moment of the year that would ever in history top up this. This is the historical moment that just everyone that watches wrestling and everyone that is a wrestling fan have talked about it. And even wrestlers says this was the moment in history, the best moment in history of wrestling, because it was a guy that we never thought was going to come back. It happened in Chicago. And the way they did it, I think that's the best part, the way they did it. Once we saw the credits coming up, we were like, fuck. It's finished. CM Punk is not coming back. And you can hear, and everyone just absolutely lost it. That stadium couldn't get any louder. And then you see CM Punk coming in, man, with music. I think that for me definitely is the return of the year. And if you guys got something different, that'll be weird. But that definitely is for me the return of the year.
Can I jump in before I can see Renzo fuming like a poker player that's just had a bad beat on tilt? So before he unleashes his vapor trail of anger, for me, I'm the same. It was definitely a no-brainer. It's CM Punk, without a shadow of a doubt. Given his history, given where he came from recently, AEW, given what was said to have occurred there, given the fact that he was able to bury the hatchet with WWE and with Triple H and with whoever else was involved in getting him back. The way they did it, where they did it, I agree with every single thing you just said, Rod. But I do have a special mention for the return of the LWO until they messed it all up. But that's my special mention. So, Renzo, I'm breaking the chain, so off you go, mate.
My picks, look, it's going to be controversial. You guys called it. It is controversial. My moment of the year, right, is
return of the year.
Return of the year is CM Punk to WWE. It is because it caused so much controversy, right? It caused so much controversy. Everyone was talking about it. The social media was just going ballistic. I haven't seen anything quite like it in a really long time. Not Edge's return, not anyone coming back. I haven't seen anything like it. So the amount of discussion that was online and coming, like you said, coming from AEW and all the stuff that happened in AEW Mars, I think, hell froze over when CM Punk went back to WWE.
Yeah, I don't think there was no doubt that I was going to pick. And I don't think anyone this year will pick anything. I think everyone will agree in the same in the return of the year has to be CM Punk. Randy Orton, unfortunately, they picked the wrong moment, the wrong time to do it. I think that they could have either do it much sooner or way after. I think they didn't play the cards properly. Otherwise, we're talking about as a special mention, even as a special mention to Randy Orton. It is definitely CM Punk everywhere will be the return of the year. And he's going to be a completely different thing again for all of us, which is the match of the year. Whoever wants to go.
Is it match of the year? Yeah, match of the year, right? This one for me, I'm going to pick one that was done at AW and New Japan Forbidden Door. This one is Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. This is probably the moment that we saw Kenny Omega at his peak. Right before now, we know he's injured. He's going to be injured for a really long time. We probably saw the best of Kenny Omega this year. 5-star match. It's been rated everywhere pretty much. It was absolutely amazing. This Will Ospreay is just a freak of nature, and Kenny Omega, man, made him look like $1 million. And I love how, the old hand, really, really pushing Will Ospreay to the moon, right? So this match for me stuck with me as match of the year for me.
Nice. Fair enough. What about you, Marcel?
That's a great pick, Renzo. But for me, again, I'm taking it from WrestleMania 39. And I did think a lot about this one because there was a lot of good matches. And as I said earlier, I thought about the Blood and Guts match, which was just insane. And then there's obviously you could pick a whole bunch of matches, but it depends on what angle you looked at it. Like if you looked at the high flying, high risk stuff, then you wouldn't pick this match that I particularly picked. But for me, I loved this match. This match was brutal. This match involved two lifelong friends not holding back. No quarter was given. None was asked. Plus then you throw in the absolute machine that is Gunther. So for me, my match of the year from WrestleMania 39, three-way dance, Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. That was absolutely brutal and phenomenal, and it really sticks in my mind. I really, really love that match.
That's a good pick, Mars. That was my close second. Definitely, that was brutal, man. In its all form brutality, it was amazing. Gunther did amazing in that match. That was when I actually rated Gunther because he just unleashed like a beast in that match. I didn't really like Gunther before, but that match, man, he really brought his A game, man, and to the occasion. And I'm glad you saw it live, hey.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Those chops, forget about it.
God damn, you can hear it from far, far away. You can hear the chops, man, far out. For me, the match of the year, I'm gonna agree with Renzo. It's Kenny and Will Ospreay. So he's going to New Japan. This one that's going to New Japan, which is this guy's, man, absolutely insanity, because we're talking about classical wrestling meets New Japan style meets a little bit of high fly, pretty much. You got a bit of everything with these two wrestlers. So you don't have a really aerial, crazy match where you're going to have 500 flips and all that stuff. You don't have a full physical match that you're going to have with New Japan and so technical, old school wrestling from United States. So you got a good mix of everything. You talk about this is a match that brings New Japan, Mexico, and USA together because you got three different styles that they combine with these two wrestlers and give such a high quality match that there's no way you can argue. It's one of the best matches you've seen it's going to be seen in a while, in a long time, or depending what's happening next year, because next year we got some feuds boiling up that might take it to the next level too. But yeah, for me, Kenny and Will Ospreay. So New Japan takes for me match of the year. Now, here I had a lot of issues to pick one. But pay-per-view, what's PLE? I think I'm
premium live event. That's what they call the pay-per-views now.
That's funny.
Yeah, premium live event.
But they're not pay-per-views anymore. They show them like they're part of like
true,
if you subscribe to Peacock or WWE Network or whatever, or Binge here in Australia. So the PLEs are pay-per-views essentially, but you don't pay for them.
All right. Pay-per-view or pay live event of the year. Here I had issues. So what do you think? What do you guys have?
Oh, I was really selfish, given that it was a lifelong dream come true, a bucket list. I was there. I lived it for 2 days and all the stuff that went on before and after it. WrestleMania 39. No brainer for me.
Wow. Yeah, definitely.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What about you, Lisa?
I picked this one. Look, I really enjoyed this one. I know some of you guys didn't really see this one, but man, for our listeners, if you have the opportunity to watch this pay-per-view, please watch it in its entirety because it was crazy. My pick for pay-per-view event of the year or live event of the year is Full Gear 2023. And some of the matches in there were absolutely ballistic. The one that stood out for me was Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page in a Texas death match was absolutely crazy. Just the stuff that they were doing. My God. Julia Hart defeating Chris Statlander. You know, you've got the 4-way tag team ladder match. That was insane. Toni Storm, another Aussie beating Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. Orange Cassidy beating Jon Moxley. You had Sting, Darby Allin, Adam Copeland in there. It was great, man. I really enjoyed this pay-per-view. It was super entertaining. So that's my pay-per-view of the year.
Nice, man. Good pick. Full Gear was nuts, man. It was really good pay-per-view. Unfortunately, that not many people watch it because AEW, again, it was going through the crazy time, you know, they was going through that tough time. So many people lost got interest on it. So they kind of lost the momentum on a lot of stuff. And that's why it kind of hurt it for Gear, even though it was a fucking great event, which for me also was close to the Forbidden Door. So it's kind of really close for me. But the one that takes for me this year is SummerSlam. Only because we watch Wembley and then WWE comes out and say, hey, come and see how things are done. And he gives you he just gives the biggest slap in the face to AEW, and he gives a high quality PLE, which we had matches there, just absolutely insane and absolutely crazy moments like we got with Logan Paul and Ricochet.
Oof.
Man, we got that's the moment that we got Logan Paul. It's like, fuck, this kid can bring it. He's doing really well. That's the reason why they gave him the title, the North American title, the US title at the moment. We had Cody Rhodes against Brock Lesnar, man. Great match in between them two. LA Knight and we had the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royale with LA Knight winning it. People going absolutely nuts with LA Knight winning that one. And then we had Roman Reigns going against Jey Uso, and we know the whole thing was happening because it was a tribal combat and what it meant. And in the whole thing, we had Io Sky getting the title. We had Bianca Belair defeating us. We got Seth freaking Rollins against Finn Balor, and they're trying to Senor Money in the Bank trying to cash in and couldn't. Like, you see how so much stuff happening. It was done in such a good way that for me it just tops up WrestleMania. It tops up all the pay-per-views so far. And I did not pick the latest pay-per-view for WWE, which was what's the last one? We were just talking about it.
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series,
wasn't it?
Yeah. So I didn't pick Survivor Series just because the matches in their Survivor Series, they wasn't the best for me. The only thing that was great in that moment that was kind of stick in everyone's mind forever was going to be the return of CM Punk. But for me, just SummerSlam takes it this year.
Yeah, it's a good pick. I don't disagree with that at all. Yeah, it's a very good pick.
Yeah, it was good. Good pick.
Thank you. So we got 2 different previews with 2 WWE, 1 AEW. So great way. And now we got to a one that probably all going to be different depending on how you take this one next, which is the breakout start of the year. This is really interesting one because we could take it in so many different ways because it could be breakout or the start of the year. I mean, a wrestler, they just it was their year to this year and just break out of being mid-card or whatever, or it'll be a brand new star. So you take it however you want it. So Mars, for you, what was the breakout start of the year?
First of all, a special mention to Grayson Waller. He got very close for me to winning this one in relation to my point of view.
Yep.
He's doing great things on the mic. He's charismatic. He's got good in-ring ability. And he's had some feuds and some angles with some pretty high profile superstars. So look, he didn't get there, but he was very, very close. But for me, there can only be one answer, and that answer is LA Knight. Yeah. mate, this guy has been around since Adam was a boy. He has paid his dues. He's bided his time, and he's reaping the rewards of hard work for over 20 years. So for me, he's definitely the breakout star. He main evented a crown jewel against Roman Reigns. He's now involved in an angle with Randy Orton and what looks to be a feud with a heel, AJ Styles, who's looking absolutely fucking jacked.
Damn.
So for me, it's LA Knight, without doubt.
Fair enough, man. Like it a lot. Renzo.
Look, this one. I'll say the close second. This kid has a massive future. He's Aussie. He's only 24. He's done some amazing things this year in some pay-per-view events. And for a 24-year-old, that's huge. This kid looks like he's been wrestling for years, and he has, right, in Australia. And I'm talking none other than Kyle Fletcher. This kid has been New Japan tag team champion. He was Ring of Honor tag team champion. He currently is the Ring of Honor World Television Championship, which he won recently. But this kid has done amazing for Australian wrestling. Like I said, only 24 years old. He's come from PWA. So keep an eye out on Aussie Kyle Fletcher. He's got a big future. But my main pick was this guy's a beast. He's going to go places. Is Konosuke Takeshita, the Japanese beast. Yeah. He's been in so many pay-per-views, man, and he's brought it. He's got that Japanese strong style, and he's bringing it to America. He's got no fear. He's fought the best, and managed by Mars's man, Cyrus, Don Callis. So this guy, Konosuke Takeshita, he's got a bright future in wrestling, and hopefully we can see a lot more of this guy next year. I think he's currently got a little bit of an injury, but he's doing really well as a heel.
Yeah, man.
That's two great picks, man. Fantastic picks. Really like them.
Like him, but I'm not saying, man, I think you put a good one to Kyle Fletcher, man. Farhan doing so great. Being able to break out of being tag team for so long and now going to a solo run, it's something really good. And being able to, giving since he got to AEW, he hasn't been that long, and they gave him the title in Ring of Honor. It says something. They can see something on him, so that's a great thing. So definitely, I like that. For me, it's a woman, to be honest. He takes the breakout start of the year, which is Julia Hart.
Wow.
Julia Hart for me takes it this year, man. She went under the wing of Aleister Black. Well, no, it's Aleister Black, but he went under House of Black, man, and she just absolutely turned it. She just turned into this completely different character. She's just part of the House of Black really well. Now she won a title, so she's a current TBS champion. And now we can see her actually going against a Dark Soul like he's Abaddon. So we're talking about two Dark Souls going against each other, man. You don't know what she has at the moment that look and that you don't know what she's capable of. She's been boiling. Being part of the House of Black, having these three massive pieces, which is Buddy Matthews, Aleister, why I call it Aleister Black? It's funny.
Malachi Black.
Malachi Black. That's why I keep calling Aleister Black. Malachi Black, and forgot the name of the last one. I always forget his name for some reason. But you got
Buddy. Buddy?
No, I got it already. Buddy Murphy. So no, Brody King. There you go. Or
Brody King. That's
Brody
it.
King. Brody King is the last one. You can tell how much she has grown without needing to wrestle. And now that she's wrestling, she's showing how much she's actually absorbed from this beast. For me, breakout start of the year, Julia Hartman. We had changed to heel.
Yeah, good pick. She's
nice. Good pick.
Thanks, man.
And it's funny. It's funny where we've picked, except LA Knight. And look, LA Knight. In my eyes, he's still young, man. He's got years and years to go in the industry. But hey, these guys are the future, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what 2024 holds for these guys.
100%. It's going to be completely different. LA Knight, man. He has, like you say, AJ Styles. He just looks like he was just, I don't know, he was doing the same diet that fucking Randy Orton was doing. And in fact, the only thing he has to, man, if he cuts that Soccer Mom haircut, dude, we're going to see the same AJ Styles that we used to see in TNA. And I can wait until he fucking cuts that head off. Because I do not like AJ Styles with that haircut.
Oh, look, as a balls man, I've got to say, I'm a big fan of that hair. Like, that's Pantene quality hair, man. You know what I mean?
I know, but at the same time, look, I've seen AJ Styles with hair, like short hair, and let me tell you, he looks more like he with short hair than when he does with the fucking long hair. That's definitely that. If you see it back in the day, man, goddamn. And he looks jacked now. To cut that head, to fucking looks like it's gonna look bigger than fucking Randy Orton. And we got to the next part, because this one, I think I had so much in the head for this one, man. It just, someone just unfortunately fizzled out in the year. They had a short run, so it's hard to pick one. They just stuck for a while, which is the feud of the year for you guys. Renzo, what's for you the feud of the year?
Look, man, this one is, I'm going to call it a feud because something's coming and I don't know what the hell's coming, but it's had us riveted for a really long time. It's the Adam Cole MJF situation. They fight, but they kind of don't fight, and they make up, and they're best friends. Now the devil's in the house. I don't know what the hell's going on with the devil. I don't know if it's Adam Cole. People are saying it's Adam Cole. There've been a lot of things going around that it's Britt Baker, all sorts of things.
Britt Baker.
Wardlow.
Yeah.
Wardlow.
Yeah.
Wardlow is one of the henchmen. He's definitely one of the henchmen.
For sure. He's one of them. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can tell because of how big they are.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
So that one for me is the feud of the year for me. It's kept us riveted. Like, when's Adam Cole going to finally turn on MJF? And we don't even know if MJF is actually going to turn on Adam Cole. But everyone's leaning that Adam Cole's going to turn on MJF. So yeah, man, that one for me has got me glued to my seat.
Man, and only because I picked exactly the same one, I'm going to go second. Because I picked exactly the same one, MJF and Adam Cole, because I had the bloodline with Cody Rhodes in there. I had Nakamura with Seth Rollins in my list as well. But unfortunately, Seth Rollins, Nakamura, they fucked it up. They were going so well. And then he didn't continue what he should be continue. The bloodline with Cody Rhodes, same thing. It was going well, and then just kind of fell away. Same thing with Jey Uso and the bloodline. So it kind of like all of them were coming and going. But the one day MJF and Adam Cole going is still going. Still, we don't know what's happening because it still look like it's a feud. It still look like the story is still going. So it hasn't finished as a feud kind of style, kind of finished. But I continue the story with everyone saying one of them is going to turn into the other, but we don't know who it is. So like you're saying, I think that's, for me, the reason why I picked up the same one that you did. So, Marcel, who you picked? Or what do you pick as feud of the year?
Well, I picked the internal feud that is the bloodline. So you just described the bloodline story as coming and going. I would describe it as evolving because it's just got so many, like, it's like a tree with a heap of branches now. And it's just like, if I'm sticking with the internal feud that is a bloodline, obviously we've got Jay and we've got Jimmy and we've got Solo, and it still hasn't been explained, and it still made no sense why Jay stopped Jimmy from winning the title at I think it was at Survivor Series, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So that hasn't been explained, and then Jay's turn to being like, Jay was the initial one that was like against Roman, and then that hasn't been explained yet. So for me, I think that's just a time bomb.
I'm sorry, was it SummerSlam?
SummerSlam, SummerSlam. SummerSlam, sorry, yeah. For me, that's a time bomb. That's a ticking time bomb that hasn't been explained. It's going to explode. I don't know if it's soon, but it's going to explode. That has to be explained. And just what happened at on SmackDown last week, when Roman Reigns comes out and talking about his successor, he's never talked about his successor. And obviously Jay thinking it's him, takes his jacket off, big smile. Next minute, Solo Sikoa, he's my successor. He's the tribal chief in waiting. That is quite clearly setting the foundation for what we all know is going to happen. And it's going to be Solo versus Roman. When it's going to happen, I don't know. Whether that means, like, for example, if Paul Heyman turns on Roman and sticks with Solo, I don't know, as has been suggested in other wrestling media. And I would love that story too. But for me, the feud of the year is the Bloodline, because it's just the gift that keeps on giving. The more you think, as like Roddy Piper used to say, just when you think you know all the answers, I change the questions. So that for me is the feud of the year, the Bloodline.
Look, great pick. I wouldn't argue with it. The only reason why it didn't, like I said, the only reason why it didn't stick with me, because we had gaps where we didn't know what's happening. We didn't continue. We said it many times. What the fuck is Roman Reigns? Why is Roman Reigns saying anything about Jey Uso? And even though that's part of the feud of the Bloodline, it kind of left it plain. Like, it didn't kind of give us anything else to talk about. So I think that's, for me, left about, man, to be honest, yeah, as a feud, like in terms of feud, the Bloodline, we don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going to go. So yeah, great pick, man. Great pick. Can't argue with you. I know you love the Bloodline story, man. So if you picked anything else, would it be pretty weird, let's say. And now we're going to go to, this is going to be controversial for me, Tag Team of the Year. And I want to start only because it's going to be contradicting what I picked as a moment of the year. Because I know I picked up a tag team match, which is Sami Zayn and KO versus the Usos. But for me, the tag team of the year is Darby Allin and Sting. I think there's no better tag team at the moment, which has been in so many pay-per-views, in so many feuds, and so many trios match, and so many like four-way matches. They haven't gone for a title, but they just continue working as a team in every single match non-stop. And you can see Sting and Darby Allin just give it all every single time. You're talking about a young Darby Allin against a legend like Sting. And you can see how well they work together, how well they work in the promos, how well they work in the ring. We saw with Adam Copeland, man, how well they work, the three of them together. So that's, for me, the tag team of the year, Darby Allin and Sting.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. What do you think, Renzo?
This one's going to be controversial. I think these guys have done absolutely amazing. Look, controversial pick, I know, but Billy Gunn's kids, Austin and Colton Gunn. Oh my God. In that Bullet Club, the stuff that these dudes have done, and they were tag team champions, right, for 56 days from February to April this year. Those kids have done an amazing job. Billy Gunn has raised these kids so well, man, in the wrestling world. They know exactly what to do, how to get the crowd completely turned off them. Every time they go out, they get booed. They get called the ass boys. Everybody hates them. But yeah, man, I think for me, the tag team of the year was the Guns.
Yeah, man, I can't argue with that. That'll be that was on my radar as well. That was on my radar. I gotta say that. What about you, Marcel?
Yeah, look, this is the one I struggled with the most. I think traditional tag team wrestling has taken a hit recently. I don't think they're doing justice by teaming people up that aren't a tag team and giving them the strap. And don't get me wrong, I loved Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I love them winning. I love that, but they're not a tag team. Yeah. There's only a handful of tag in WWE. There's, like, you're looking at like pretty deadly. Yeah, you throw in Alpha Academy even now. Now they've got like, you know, Max Ninja 3 as well. Viking Raiders, but one of them's injured now. And like even if you look at Joaquin Wild and Cruz Del Toro, they're a tag team. But it was a very, very difficult one. And you guys know what my view is on the way they've just absolutely slaughtered the women's tag team division in WWE. Mm-hmm. And, you know, congratulations to the two that just won it the other day. I can't remember their name. They were from NXT. Yeah. But again, a quick switch, you know. But anyway, that's for another day. I kind of cheated. I didn't pick a tag team. I picked a faction that includes a tag team. My tag team here is Damage Control. I think they're doing great work. They have since they came back a couple of years ago. I rate Bayley highly. I reckon she's great on the mic. She's great as a character, and she's great in the ring. Yeah, Sky, I can't say enough good things about her. Dakota Kai, like she'll be like once she gets her leg right, she'll be back bigger and better. And obviously now with Asuka and Sane as well, they're just going to be huge. And I still think Bayley's going to win the Royal Rumble, and I think she's going to go up against Sky. So that story is definitely evolving. So, but for me, I think Damage Control.
Fair enough. Yeah, look, I'll say like that. For me, look, if it was a straight up tag teams, that's why I picked Darby Allin Sting, because since the team up, they've been a tag team. So they actually work. Yeah. There's a workers tag team. But if it was for 100% tag team, I would go for the Usos until the breakup. The Usos, man. There's no one else better than the Usos. The Young Bucks, unfortunately for me, they just lost it at some point. I think there was at the beginning when they started with AEW, and down the road they were like great tag team, man. You can see the chemistry. If it wasn't for so many injuries, for me, always gonna be number one. The Lucha Bros, bro, for me, are the number one everywhere. Unfortunately, with all the injuries happening and stuff like that, they've been under the radar lately. So that's if we're talking about strictly traditional tag teams, that's the only ones around at the moment. So yeah, look, I understand with Damage Control. Yeah, they're not a traditional tag team, but they work as tag team when they need to. And man, I agree. No bad pick.
Good pick.
Good pick, man. I think we got.
And of course, special mention to Briscoe Brothers for obvious reasons.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The Briscoes, man. The Briscoes.
Yeah, no, well, that's gonna stay for us in the memories, man. The Briscoes. And lately they've been a bit angry with with Triple H for using the
whoever runs his account
for using the words, but that's another story. And then I think this one we're all gonna agree. No, I don't think we're all gonna agree. I think I'll take my word back in 2 seconds. I took my word back. Brand of the year, and I gotta say, and I'm gonna take the lead in this one. Sorry, boys, just by the hand of Hunter, WWE took off this year as the brand. It went under the radar for so long, but as soon as we saw Triple H taking over, it was a big change. They brought back so many people, including the one and only Marce, back to watch wrestling. It's because of Triple H, man. WWE definitely took brand of the year this year. Last year it could be AEW and the year before, but this year definitely WWE just show how much they can do, what they can do when they're under a good creative management.
But that's promotion of the year. I thought brand was was it SmackDown, Raw?
Oh, really? I took it the other way. Fair enough. Okay.
What if you took it the way I read it? What would you think?
As a brand of the year, which one would be the best? Can I go last time? Because I got to think about that one. Because to be honest, I didn't take it that way, so I got to think about that one. Sorry.
All right, Renzo, you go.
Man, look, I'm partial to AEW, as you guys can see. I think Dynamite has done some great things. And you know why I'm saying Dynamite? Because just by Mars's comments, almost every week, Mars has the famous comment, that should be on a pay-per-view. That match should be on a pay-per-view. What are they doing it on a TV match? That's a pay-per-view match. So, if he's got reaction to those kind of matches that Dynamite pull off, it's saying something, right? And recently they did the Christian versus Adam Copeland on Dynamite as well. So they're saving a lot of
pay-per-view match.
Yeah, exactly. It is a pay-per-view match. And so they're doing some crazy matches. So I think for me it is AEW Dynamite.
You know what, man? I had something written down here, but I'm not going to say it because I'm going to change my vote to AEW Dynamite.
Fair enough.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. For the reasons you just said.
Wow.
Better change your heart last minute.
Yeah.
Fair enough, man. Yeah, no, look, I agree with you guys in terms of that. But for me, I think Monday Night Raw, just because of Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes, man. Just because of them, man, I think what they've done with the Red Brand has been great. We know that Red Brand is the second to SmackDown, always. But the Red Brand has done really good. Of the hand of Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, man. They've done some good things. Keeping an update. Keeping it visually now with a title in there, and also because we got, well, if it was a Judgment Day, it's in SmackDown. But yeah, I think the Red Brand done pretty well this year. I think he's done something really good. Dynamite, of course, like you said, should be in a pay-per-view. So many matches. Mm-hmm. And I'll gotta say, if it wasn't because he left the AEW, I would have picked the second brand. Yeah, Collision. Because Collision, when it started this year, Collision was going to be the one that everyone's going to be watching. It was the one that everyone was watching because CM Punk was there. And we all wanted to see it was going to be like the heel brand of AEW because we all saw all the heels going that way. So they were starting to build up to be really, really good. But then, yeah, we all happened with, we don't know what happened with AEW and CM Punk because they can't talk about it. Just speculations. But once he left, I think Collision took a big hit and just he stopped being what he could be. And then, of course, Dynamite had to push through. And I think that's the reason why they got so many matches. They should be in a pay-per-view, like Master said, because they need to have that pay-per-view quality match every single week to be able to battle against WWE. Because if they don't, people are going to stop watching. And we've seen the numbers. We've seen how much it's been hurting them lately. We can see the empty stadiums. And now the CM Punk moved to WWE, bro. It's gonna be even harder for them to sell tickets because he's not there. Unfortunately, the stories they got, they're great, but they're not catching the people's eye anymore. They're just not feeling out. I think at the moment the only feud is kind of having people just wanting to see what happened, and just because of the name, is Adam Copeland against Christian Cage.
Christian Cage. Yeah.
It's not other one. It's just because there's two big names, and I think they're running with the one big time, and they're running it really well. Whoever's behind them, which is Christian and Adam for sure, they're doing great way to build up to having matches that is not the end, is the continuation of something bigger, and that's the reason why they need to have this quality pay-per-view quality matches every week to be able to battle against WWE, because otherwise AEW is running a loss at the moment. We all know, we've seen the numbers. So they need to have something stable, like you said. The Crazies cannot be running the asylum, and now they're starting to have some kind of structure again, and they're starting to put the specific roles now. Like I said, and it finally happened, was Tony kind of stopped being a fanboy and finally became the the owner of AEW, and is starting to take the big decisions properly, and is starting to appoint people to the right things. That's what we've seen so many wrestlers taking time off, like the Jump Bucks. They took in time off and they're not coming back for a while, which is great. They need to be out. Kenny Omega, unfortunately, because of the injuries, he won't be back until like we're talking about as long as Randy Orton took to come back, if not a bit longer. Which unfortunately we said it before. Next one is Seth Rollins. He's next. We know that. So yeah, definitely. And I'm gonna throw a spanner in the works, like I always do, because I like this shit. Which for you guys will be the feud of the year in 2024.
Oh, you go, Renzo. I've got to think about that one.
And we all got to think.
This one, I think the feud, they're building up the Devil feud. The Devil feud isn't going to just end when the Devil reveals himself. I think that one's going to extend for a while. So I'm kind of burning to see what's going to happen with the Devil in AEW. So I think for me, that one, I think they're going to probably start the year with a bang, but you know, they're waiting for all of these guys that have, were released, like Mustafa Ali, Dolph Ziggler, potentially coming in. So yeah, that one's going to be interesting.
Fair enough. What about you, Marcel? You still got to think about it?
Yeah, no, I've thought about it. Wrestling's never far from my thoughts, as you both know.
Fair enough.
I think it'll happen in the later half of the year. But I think the feud of the year next year will be Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa.
Ooh.
Nice. I like
Good
that.
Call.
Good call, man.
Cool.
I think for me, but depends how long it take for it, is CM Punk and Seth Rollins. Because they're building it. They're cooking it really well. You can tell now that they've been building it for such a long time. Since the moment they knew CM Punk had that issue with, so I don't buy Triple H saying this was a last minute thing. Bullshit. This has been cooking for a fucking while. That's why Seth Rollins started his feud with CM Punk so long ago. He started with the interview, giving shit to CM Punk and the tweets against CM Punk, which came out of nowhere, but that's clearly a work. That's been working for a long time, and the words that Seth Rollins is saying, we all seen the comparison with him and Paige said to CM Punk as well. So I think they're cooking it really well, and the face-to-face, man, that face-to-face in Monday Night Raw, man. Oh my God, everyone was just frozen, just waiting to see what the fuck was happening, and just the first word that CM Punk said, "Are you done? This is the last time I'm gonna let you talk to me like that." I think that was everyone. Oh shit! That was a great moment. I think they just that facing each other in that moment. I think that whatever they're working these two together, it's gonna be the same. Because as soon as it says, "Hey Adam, let's make this official," CM Punk is going to the Royal Rumble. It's a clear thing that maybe CM Punk will win the Royal Rumble and go against Seth Rollins at the WrestleMania. So that for me could be the play.
I just hope, man, that it's not CM Punk that puts Seth Rollins on ice, because we don't know how long Seth Rollins is going to be out for. I'd hate for that to happen, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'd like it for it to be someone else other than CM Punk, because we really don't know how long CM Punk's going to be around in WWE, right? I wouldn't want that hanging over Seth Rollins for the rest of his career, that Punk was the one that took him out.
But you know what? There's one thing that CM Punk will always wanted. And what was that one thing?
Main event WrestleMania.
Main event WrestleMania.
But he's main eventing night one, main eventing WrestleMania.
Doesn't matter.
Ooh.
It's main event. It's two nights. So main event in WrestleMania.
I know.
Main event in WrestleMania is 1 and 2 nights. Night 1 or night 2, which is 2 main events. We know the main event is just whatever happened on the day. For me, it will be that 1 or 2. Doesn't matter for him.
I agree with you.
For him, it will be start with night 2. In the next WrestleMania, he will go for night 1. So we have CM Punk for two WrestleManias at least. Because the one thing that I saw around there, I love the idea of CM Punk working with Paul Heyman again. That's the great thing that could happen. Because if CM Punk, team up with Paul Heyman, is kind of fucking up Roman Reigns, is something to be so great. It's just amazing. It just adds up to the Bloodline breakup and storyline such a good way. But I think, CM Punk could put Seth Rollins on ice just because they're building the story so well. They're building it so well and then letting it cook slowly, man. And CM Punk is already, you can tell that Rollins is fine working with him just because that face-to-face. That face-to-face for me told me so many things. And one of them was like, Seth Rollins doesn't really have that anger against CM Punk. It's all a work. You can tell.
Well, let me ask a question without notice now.
Yeah, give me.
Do you think Damian Priest will have a successful cash-in in 2024?
Against CM Punk.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, man. I see it happening because you know why? That's the way the Seth Rollins won the title once upon a time. And it'll be a great way to, one, lose the title because if you look at it this way, CM Punk beats Seth Rollins. He's lifting the title. Seth Rollins is like, fuck, can't believe this guy beat me. And then there comes Damian Priest, beats CM Punk, puts him on the ground, and Seth Rollins is smiling in front of fucking CM Punk, telling him, fuck you. And just to continue the feud because CM Punk will burning up. One, because Damian Priest, he lost it to Damian Priest. And second, with Seth Rollins on his face, telling him, fuck you. And that will bring the feud even further for the next story. So I see that happening definitely at WrestleMania. I think there'll be a great moment in WrestleMania if it happens. And I hope it happens that way. Because I don't see... Because Money in the Bank will be after WrestleMania, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely. So it needs to happen at WrestleMania, that cash in, and hopefully it's successful because it'll be good to have Damian Priest as a champion. I think we'll be doing pretty well. The only thing with that, it will take Damian Priest away for the Judgment Day, because it will have to go to the other brand. That's the other thing. The title cannot be in the same brand the champion is unless.
But they're on Raw. They're on Raw.
They're on Raw or SmackDown?
Yeah, they're on Raw.
Oh, they're on Raw. Fuck. I thought it was SmackDown. Yeah. No. Was it SmackDown?
Nah.
Oh,
Bloodline's on SmackDown. Judgment Day's on Raw. I watched it there the other day.
True. Good point. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're right.
So that'll keep it that way. I was going to say other ways, it'll be a double change of titles at WrestleMania, which Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns, and then Damian Priest getting the title of CM Punk once he beats Seth Rollins, and that will make Reigns so happy. For sure.
Yes.
I like it because that way it's kind of like a double-edged sword because, CM Punk, you did main event WrestleMania, but you didn't go home with the strap.
Exactly.
Even though you beat the champion.
Exactly.
I really like it. I actually really like it.
Yeah. And then you give him just getting, and that will leave it open for him to team up with Paul Heyman. And with Paul Heyman, he will finally have the main event of night 2, the main event of WrestleMania going for a title. I think that's teaming up with Heyman. And I think with Paul Heyman next to him is a way for him to be able to be controlled a bit more, CM Punk, to be honest, because it will take away the pressure of him being on the mic so much or having to do so much stuff, because we know how good Paul Heyman can do. So
I think Paul Heyman will go with Solo. I don't think he'll get any Punk again because Punk can handle the mic, as we know.
Yeah, no, but we know because of all the shit that Renzo said, against CM Punk, and he can go rogue and they could become problems. You mitigate a lot of that with a manager. And when he was with CM Punk, CM Punk was still on the mic. He didn't stop being on the mic. Like Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns doesn't stop being on the mic.
No.
It's just the fact that you got someone else helping out and taking the pressure of having to do everything. And that's why I reckon it's pretty good for Paul Heyman to team up with fucking CM Punk. And Solo Sikoa, I don't think he needs a manager, man. If he's going to be a tribal chief, he needs to be the tribal chief on his own. Be an actual tribal chief like The Rock could be, Be just him, Solo Sikoa, running the whole show. You don't need Paul Heyman. He doesn't like Paul Heyman. Solo Sikoa. We know he doesn't like Paul Heyman. None of anyone but said Roman Reigns likes Paul Heyman. Everyone else hates him. So what a better way to show that you can be the tribal chief by just getting rid of Paul Heyman, you know? So Polito is going to need someone, and who better than CM Punk? At least that's the way I see it. I don't know, you guys.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. Nice.
So pretty much it, man. We went through everything, like the let's call it the Lucha HSP Awards for this year.
Yes.
We got a pretty good rundown with male wrestler of the year, female wrestler of the year, moment of the year, return of the year, match of the year, PLE of the year, breakout star of the year, feud of the year, tag team of the year, and brand of the year, which I'm mistaken by company of the year. My bad. So I got it that confused. So we got it that way. So anything else we would like to talk before, we wrap up this for this year, for now at least, or for this year? I don't know if this is the wrap up for the year.
Oh, no, I reckon we'll come back. You reckon? We'll see.
I think we'll see. I think we could swing something.
We'll do one more before New Year's.
Well, yeah,
we can do one. We can do one through radio, through Podbean. We can do a live one for Podbean. We can do that. Let's do a live for Podbean.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a live.
Because that we can do it from anywhere. We don't need to be, and that'll be nice to have that one. But as a recorded show, this will be the last one of the year. We get into this, the 20th, the 12th, man. We get in there. So everyone, before we go, Renzo, where everyone can hear us. Actually, no, before we go. I've got my recommendation.
The wrestling multiverse. The wrestling multiverse. This one, I had no idea this match happened. It happened in 2015. Two of my favorite wrestlers. I'll keep it nice and short. But if you have the opportunity, it's from a company called RPW 6 years ago. And it is, like I said, two of my favorites, AJ Styles versus Will Ospreay. Yes, it happened. AJ Styles fought Will Ospreay just before AJ Styles went to WWE. Will Ospreay looks really young, but man, he gives it to AJ Styles. What an amazing match. If you guys have the opportunity to watch it. Do yourself a favor. AJ Styles versus Will Ospreay, RPW 2015.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, I don't know where you find this stuff, man, but that's once again, you pull the proverbial rabbit out of the hat. Nice one, mate.
Mm-hmm. Wow, he looks so young with Ospreay, man.
Mm-hmm.
God damn, I'm just looking at it right now. God damn, 6 years ago.
And hey, AJ Styles, that has short hair. It's the style that Rob likes.
Hey, he looks way better. He looks like a heel in there, man. I gotta say,
he does
look like a heel in there, not like now, like Sokuma haircut. Who gave him that? Who gave him that one was like that was Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore gave him that freaking.
Yeah, I think so.
yeah. Oh man, I miss Enzo Amore.
It's good.
I gotta say, man, that we're talking about now, this wrap up for this year. I think, and for people, it's already on the Renzo Wrestling Verse. So by the time you're hearing this, you will see it. It's right there. This AJ Styles Ospreay. I gotta say, the one wrestler, I don't think he will be back. I follow him on Instagram and stuff like that. He's been in a couple of wrestling matches, but if one wrestler should be back in WWE, I reckon it should be him, man. He was funny. He was such an Italian stereotype, dumb, good on the mic.
He won't come back.
I know he won't come back, but goddamn, he was funny, man. And I always said it because I know we used to talk to Pipe, man. Shout out to Pipe that he left the WhatsApp group. That hurt. The Oracle left the WhatsApp group, man. That hurt a little bit, but we move forward. He didn't like it at all. He did not like Enzo Amore, but. And I think we said it with Renzo many times, is because you cannot translate to Spanish the character and what he used to say, man. You cannot give it justice translated to Spanish because it's such a United States stereotype and such a funny things he will say on the mic that you can't translate it. It loses
doesn't work.
beautiful and the momentum he had. And he was I still remember that moment. He was the last man standing. He went to Royal Rumble and he looked at the Undertaker and he just runs into the Undertaker like an idiot. And that's like he skipped a clothesline and he just fucking flipped and fell on the ground. Such a fucking funny moment. And also it was 205 when he won the title, and you see all the wrestlers around him in the ring, and we're just giving a burn to each one of them. It was so fucking hilarious, man. And one of the big pop-ups it happened in WWE. It was the moment that him and Big Cass actually made it to the main roster. If you guys see the moment they debuted on the main roster, the people went crazy because is one of the few tag teams that people was watching since NXT, because they came from NXT and people was following them because they were so good that when you can hear the little mandolina playing, people just went absolutely insane. And then ding, 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 and you can see this fucking idiot with a haircut and Big Cass at the back, and everyone knew his words. And also the famous moment when they take the mic out of him, thinking the Good Brothers, like, oh, he can't talk with the mic. And he's doing like this with the mic, and the whole people just call his lines. I mean, I don't know. I can't say enough about Ransom. I mean, fucking missed him. I really miss him in WWE. And because I know he's never going to come back, but fucking it would be awesome to see him back. Anything to say, Master, before we go, man?
Yeah, look, given that it's the last one for the year, I'd just like to wish both of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, obviously, to both you and your families, and to all of our listeners. Like, take a bit of time to reflect on the year, or the wrestling year and the year in general, but don't spend too much time looking backwards. As I always say in life, you got to look forward. Always look forward, keep going forward. Wrestling's red hot at the moment. It's just going to get hotter and hotter. I wish all the best for all the wrestling promotions out there, especially the big two, because the more product that's out there, the better it is for all of us who are the wrestling fans. And if you're going to hate on any particular promotion, then you're not a wrestling fan. You're just a fucking mark. So, as I said, keep looking forward, keep watching wrestling. And on a personal note, I'd like to thank you two for letting me join this podcast and letting me channel this passion that I have for this great fucking sport. And it is a sport. And if anyone tells you that it's not a sport, you can tell them that I just have to get fucked, because it is a sport. So thanks, guys, for letting me do this. And we made a massive change. We went from Spanish to English.
I know.
And it's just I'm really looking forward to what the next year brings, as we continue this just talking shit on a weekly basis about what we love so much.
Definitely.
No, look, Mars, amazing. It's great to have you on the team. You know, Rod and I have been doing it for a while now, and it's great to have some fresh blood and a new perspective, man. And you know, the knowledge that you bring from, you know, the old school is awesome as well, man. So it's been great to have you along. You always bring fresh ideas to the podcast, and you know, to our listeners, thank you for being loyal to the truck drivers in the US that listen to us. To my boss, that Link Saunders, who sleeps through podcasts. He can't fall asleep, but wakes up when we start arguing about CM Punk.
Fair enough. He gets that loud.
So, yeah, he gets that loud. So, look, thank you everyone for listening. We've got a great year ahead in wrestling. It's going to be just get better for all wrestling fans involved, and wish you a Merry Christmas and good holiday break with your families.
Hey, man. And to be honest, man, no, massive. It was great to have you in addition to the group. Like, man, you know, you've been listening to us for a while, and then have you here talking about wrestling and also doing the change to English, which was a really good thing, man. Fucking awesome to have you here, man. Talking to you with wrestling for years, man. To have you now here is fucking great. You know, no, thank you very much. It's a great addition to the podcast, man. We finally 3 again, doing it as a duo for so long with Renzo. You know, it's good to have a third one to fight with, which is always fun. Renzo, man, far out another year, man. 4 years doing this shit. Unbelievable. I can't believe we've been doing this shit for 4 years. It's fucking crazy. When we thought it was gonna die, fucking we got a revival, Hey, shout out to Revival. We've got a Revival of the podcast. Now, thank you very much for another year, mate. And to all our listeners, man, thank you for following us. Thank you for listening to us. Just keep watching our videos, keep listening to us. You know, we having, like you guys said, the year they're coming, man, it's another level. The next level in wrestling is just coming. Absolutely insane. The work they've done this year for the next year is absolutely insane. We can't wait for WrestleMania. WrestleMania, it looks like it can't get here soon enough with the amount of stuff that's happening. So, no, man, just a great wrestling year. And because we got an intro, we got to do the outro with the one and only, the voice of violence, Marcy.
No outro today, no hype. There's been enough hype for today. Great way to end the first annual Lucha House Show Podcast Awards. All those recipients, you'll be receiving your gold trophy in the mail, so keep an eye out. Australia Post is really bad, so you might not get it. But no, in all seriousness, keep listening to us. Keep watching wrestling. Support your local wrestling promotion because they, like us, do it for the love, not money. And we will talk to you all next year. And as one of my favorite wrestlers of all time would say, Tito Santana, arriba.